Alright everyone, good morning. Today is Friday, June 28th, 2024 at 10:38, and I am back to uploading after Jonathan taking over 2 days for me. Anyway, let's take a look at today's outlook here. Make sure everything's available, and it is, so that's good. Today we've got a slight risk across parts of, starting in a little bit of Wyoming, going into Colorado, into Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, and Iowa. Those are our slight risk states, and then we have slight risk stretching all the way out from Utah through Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, into Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, North and South Dakotas, and even into Wyoming. So that's our risk for today. So let's see what we've got city-wise. We got Kansas City, Omaha, Lincoln, Des Moines, and Overland Park under a slight. In Denver, Minneapolis, Wichita, St. Louis, and Aurora under a marginal. So that's what we've got for going on today. It's today's risks that we've got going on. Today's tornado risk. Let's see what we've got for today's tornado risk. We've got a little bit of Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, and Missouri having a 5% tornado risk. And 2% tornado risk basically stretches from a little bit of Wyoming into Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, into Wisconsin, Minnesota, into Nebraska. So let's see, city-wise, let's see who's under this. So Kansas City, Overland Park, Topeka, and Olathe are under a 5%, and Omaha, Wichita, Lincoln, Des Moines, and Cedar Rapids have a 2%. Definitely, I would not recommend, but definitely I would say maybe an EF1 tornado could touch down in the 5% area. Maybe the EF0 could be touching down in the 2%, so it could be happening. Not quite sure, but it might be happening, so please stay aware of that. Moving on to today's wind risk, we've got 15%, of course, in Iowa, down into Missouri, Kansas, into Nebraska. We've got a hatched area over here in Colorado, Kansas, and Nebraska. A little bit of Wyoming also has it, but we do have 5% extending all the way out from Utah through Colorado, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, South and North Dakotas, and Wyoming, even in Nebraska. So let's see what we've got going on here. We got Greeley, Salina, Grand Island, Hutchinson, and Kearney under a significant severe. Kansas City, Omaha, Lincoln, Des Moines, and Overland Park under a 15%. And Denver, Minneapolis, Wichita, St. Louis, and Aurora under the 5%. So definitely I would say in this hatched area you might see 60 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts. We might see some 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts, 75 mile per hour wind gusts in the 15% area. 5% area you might see 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts possible. So let's just stick with that. Today's hail risk. Let's see what we've got for today. So extending from Iowa down into Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, into Colorado, a little bit of Wyoming here. We have a hatched area in Colorado, Kansas, and Nebraska. 5% extending from Utah into Colorado, into Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, South and North Dakota, into Wyoming and Nebraska. So let's see what we've got for today's hail risk. We've got North Platte, Hayes, Scottsbluff, Sterling, and Fort Morgan under a significant severe. We got Kansas City, Olathe, Lincoln, Des Moines, and Overland Park under the 15%, and Denver, Minneapolis, Wichita, St. Louis, and Aurora having a 5%. I would definitely say in this hatched area you might see 1 to 2 inch hail possible out of this, maybe even 3 inch hail out of the 15%, but 1 to 2 inch hail could be possible in the 5% area. So that's today's basically risks. Let's see what the Storm Prediction Center says. Large hail, damaging wind, and a few tornadoes will be possible from parts of the Central Plains and the parts of the Middle and Upper Mississippi Valley today and tonight. So that's today's risks for June 28th, 2024. I really do hope you stay weather aware and stay safe. Keep an eye on the sky and stay indoors. If a storm approaches your location, get indoors. But I'm pretty sure y'all know this stuff by now, so I hope you've enjoyed watching this video today, and stay weather aware and stay safe.